Now, we're discussing that the sages believed that there are spiritual principles behind everything. And if you perform yajna or if you pray, your prayers will be answered. Sometimes people ask us, how ridiculous that you can think that yajna can give you everything. But this is human nature. Whenever something comes as a method of knowledge, as something really knowable, worth knowing, we like to explain everything through that theory. To give you an example, there was a nice, great philosopher, Nietzsche. His famous work is Thus Spake Zarathustra. Very famous work. There he brought the concept of Superman. And suddenly overnight, the entire Western culture started explaining everything as Superman, evolution, super evolution. Then there was Karl Marx. He found class struggle in everything. He found class struggle in everything. Even in the composition of Ramayana and Mahabharata, he saw class war. And in the composition of Upanishad, communists see class war. Whatever you are doing, it is class war. And we still have communists who see class war in everything. Then there was this famous psychologist, Freud. He saw everything as libido mortido, that everything is driven by sex and violence. So everything that is there in the world, if you love your mom, it is desire for sex. If you love your father, it is desire for violence. You actually want to kill him because violence. But you don't want to expose it, so you are pretending as if you love him. And the entire world was swamped by Freudian ideologies. Then came Einstein with theory of relativity. Theory of relativity has nothing to do with this world. Everything became relative in this world. Morality also became relativity. So why blame the Hindus? The problem is people like to ape. We, by nature, evolutionists say we have evolved from the monkeys. We like to behave like monkeys. We like to ape. Somebody comes with a brilliant idea and everyone says that everything can be explained through this. So it was something like that with the sages. Why blame them? And when they found that, well, probably these things are not working fully, slowly they moved over to better things. Now, when you look at each of these Vedas, so the first portion is known as mantra. It's a name. This mantra is not that mantra. It's a name. Name of the section, mantra, which are used for prayer or worship or yajna. Now, Vedas were essentially associated with sacrifices, yajna. Now, if you have yajna and you have mantra, that does not mean that you can perform the yajna. There are other rituals associated. And soon there were problems how to perform a particular yajna. Somebody wants a son, the yajna will be different. Somebody wants to be the king, the yajna will be different. Somebody wants to have his enemy killed, yajna will be different. So there had to be a methodology. These portions came to be known as Brahmana. It has nothing to do with the Brahmins, Brahmana. So mantras are the chants, and the Brahmana, the explanations for the sacrifices for the yajna. So there were householders who performed sacrifices all their lives. And a time came in their old age when they wanted to leave everything and go to forests. But they could not get away from the ideas, from their habits. So they came up with ideas of mental sacrifices, that is sacrificing things mentally. And with some kind of literature with which people could lead a solitary life, either with wife or without wife. So this was known as Aranya. The word comes from Aranya. Aranya means forest. So there were people who lived in the forest and wanted to be associated with the Vedas. So for them was Aranyak. So you find that there are prayers, explanations, mental sacrifices, sacrificing things mentally. So slowly things are becoming internalized. And then came people who were not satisfied with the Vedas. They said, the Vedas are all about worldly goods. You want to enjoy life here. You want to enjoy life in heaven. All these sacrifices are meant only for that. I don't want them. I don't want them. Then they came up with a new class of literature which formed the last section of the Vedas, known as Upanishads. So every Ved, like we have 4 Vedas, each Ved has 4 sections: Mantra, Brahman, Aranyak, Upanishad. For convenience, sometimes these 2 are also known as Karma Kanda. Karma, because it deals with action. And these 2 are known as Jnana Kanda, because they deal more with the mind. Brahman and Aranyak, they are now not much in use. Mantras are in use and Upanishads are in use.